Bonjour. Today I'm going to talk to you about a simple little French verb. It's a verb from the first group. It's a regular verb. It's the verb jouer. Everybody loves the verb jouer. It's easy to use, but did you know that sometimes you have to follow the verb jouer with the preposition a, and other times you have to follow the verb jouer with the preposition de. Now these are two little details that will really help you out later when you start talking about which pronouns to use with the verb jouer, which relative composed pronouns you should use. So this is a lesson both for beginners and for more advanced students. So if you're more advanced, then you can just scroll on or scoot on toward the second part of this lesson, and I think everyone can get something out of it. So let's start out with this verb jouer. Again, I said it's a verb from the first group. It's a regular verb. So je joue, tu joues, il joue, nous jouons, vous jouez, il joue. All right? The first thing I'm going to talk about is when to use the verb jouer followed by the preposition a. So you need to use the preposition a after jouer when you want to talk about playing a game of any kind or a sport. So I'm going to give you some examples here. When you want to say, for example, I play or I am playing basketball. Je joue au basket. O, that's A-U. That's what happens when you have a and le next to each other. They form a contraction. Je joue au basket. Or what if you want to give a plural example? Let's use some games this time. Je joue aux dames et aux échecs. Do you know what those games are? Dames are checkers, and échec, that's chess. Now the words dame and échec, they end in s's, they're plural in French. So that means I have to say je joue aux, A-U-X, dames, et aux échecs. The z that you hear there, that's the x, A-U-X, that comes before the e in échec. Je joue aux dames et aux échecs. Or I could say, je joue à la pétanque. Je joue à la pétanque. So if you don't know what pétanque is, it's like bocce ball or boule. It's what people play down here in the south of France a whole lot. So that one is feminine. Je joue à la pétanque. Cool. Let's keep on going. I'm going to talk to you about when to use the verb jouer followed by de, and then we're going to talk about the pronouns that you can use with this verb jouer. So when you want to talk about using de after jouer, this happens when you're playing music or any kind of musical instrument. All right, so for example, if I want to say I play the piano is the same word in French, le piano, it's masculine. So think about what's going to happen when I have de and le right next to each other, forms a contraction, de, le becomes du. So I play or I am playing the piano. Je joue du piano. Got it? All right, so here's an example when you want to give the plural. Okay, now when you want to do the plural, when you have de and les next to each other, you get the contraction des, D-E-S. So je joue des percussions et des cymbales. Des percussions et des cymbales means I play the percussion and the cymbals. Ding, right? One more example of using jouer de, and that's going to be with a feminine word, guitare. Any of you play the guitar? I play the guitar, so je joue de la guitare. Je joue de la guitare. All right, amazing. So now that you know that, if you have learned about the pronouns e and on, and I know that they can be very confusing, I have lessons on those, and I'll put the links to them down in the video description, and if you look here, I'll put a little link so that you can watch my video lesson on those pronouns if you need to. But here's the thing. When you want to say, for example, let's go back to our original examples with jouer à. Remember the first one was je joue au basket. I play basketball. If I want to say, oh yeah, I play it, you don't need a direct object pronoun there. You need the pronoun e. Why? Because you have the preposition a Now, E can use other prepositions as well, but for today we're talking about the preposition a. Je joue au basket. I would replace au basket with the pronoun I. J'y joue. So that becomes a J apostrophe Y. J'y joue. And if I wanted to do the example where I was using a plural, the AUX, that's when I said je joue aux dames et aux échecs. So I play checkers and chess. What if I want to say, oh yeah, I play that? You know, you just want to replace aux dames et aux échecs with a pronoun. Again, you've got a plus a thing. E can also be used for a place, of course. But if you want to say, oh yeah, I play that, j'y joue. The des dames et des échecs can be replaced with the pronoun I. And then one more example, je joue à la pétanque. I can replace à la pétanque with I. J'y joue. And those, all three of those examples are because we know that when we're playing games or sports of any kind, we have to follow the verb jouer with a. Now, if we talk about following the verb jouer with de, like we did a little while ago, which pronoun do you have to use when you have any form of de followed by a noun? Do you know? If you've studied E, then you've probably studied en. So that's why it's so important. Do I have to use a or do I have to use de after jouer? Because it's not just about, okay, if I make one little mistake, well, then everyone will understand me anyway. Oh, maybe. I mean, yeah, in the beginning. But once you get to the point where you're starting to use pronouns, people aren't going to understand you as well if you mistake the pronoun and you use the wrong one. So listen, our first example was je joue du piano. I play the piano. I can replace du piano with the pronoun en. And to say I play it, j'en joue. And then the second example that I gave, je joue des percussions et des cymbales. I can replace des percussions et des cymbales with the pronoun en. J'en joue. J apostrophe E-N. J'en joue. Or, je joue de la guitare. You got it. J'en joue. So, here we go. Now, the third thing, if you're still with me, then you've been waiting for this more advanced part. If that's enough for you and it's already kind of like, ooh, I need to go practice E and en, then maybe you should stop here, you know, because I don't want to confuse you. But if you've started talking and learning relative pronouns, relative composed pronouns, especially, if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's all those different forms of lequel and laquelle and lesquels. You know how sometimes they can become auquel or à laquelle or AUX, auquel. Or you can have duquel, de laquelle, desquels. Look, it all goes back to knowing with the verb jouer, and you know, it's how it works with all the verbs, okay? Jouer is just an example. It all goes back to the beginning. Did you learn that it's followed by a, or did you learn it's followed by de? Or a verb like this, sometimes it's a, sometimes it's de. Just get it down pat in the beginning, and this will be easier for you. Relative composed pronouns, they're complicated, but it makes for some really good French, all right? So if I wanted to say, watch, let me show you how I'm going to put this sentence together. We start with je joue au basket, A-U, je joue au basket. If I want to say a sentence like basketball is a sport that I played when I was young, I would say le basket est un sport auquel je jouais quand j'étais jeune. Un sport auquel, A-U-Q-U-E-L. Un sport auquel je jouais quand j'étais jeune. Right? So let me just tell you again what that means in English. Basketball is a game which or that I played when I was young. If you really want to break it down and make it literal, it's not going to make any sense in English, but it might help you. Basketball is a sport to which I played when I was young. I mean, that's how it, you know, if you literally translate it, that's what it is. Our second example was, remember, je joue au, A-U-X, je joue aux dames et aux échecs. So, les dames et les échecs sont des jeux auquel, A-U-X-Q-U-E-L-S, auquel je jouais quand j'étais jeune. Let me repeat that. Les dames et les échecs sont des jeux auxquels je jouais quand j'étais jeune. Checkers and chess are games, des jeux, that I played when I was young. One more using that kind of relative composed pronoun. Remember that I gave the example about la pétanque. Je joue à la pétanque. So I don't even know how to say pétanque in English, so I'm just going to call it pétanque. If I wanted to say pétanque is a game or a sport that I played when I was young. La pétanque, this is not going to go the way I wanted it to because je is still masculine. But anyway, la pétanque est un jeu auquel, A-U-Q-U-E-L, je jouais quand j'étais jeune. Okay, so now we've talked about using jouer à with the relative composed pronoun auquel, or any of its forms. Now let's talk a little bit about the relative composed pronoun duquel, or any of its forms. If we want to use the verb jouer, followed by de, with a relative composed pronoun, we also are going to have to use a prepositional phrase. So why is that? You use the relative composed pronoun duquel or any of its forms when what you're talking about is involving a prepositional phrase that ends in de. Let me give you an example using the verb jouer. La fille joue à côté du garçon. La fille joue à côté du garçon. So you see there I have a prepositional phrase, à côté de. I don't have jouer de, I have jouer à côté de. So la fille joue à côté du garçon. Tu connais ce garçon? Do you know this boy? Now, if I want to make a sentence using the relative composed pronoun, I can do something like this. Tu connais le garçon à côté duquel la fille joue? See how that works? À côté duquel la fille joue. Do you know the boy next to whom the little girl is playing? Tu connais le garçon à côté duquel la fille joue. Here we have to use duquel because de followed by le becomes the contraction du. Okay, so if we have to have a prepositional phrase to use the relative composed pronoun duquel, you still need to use a relative pronoun with jouer de. So this is the pronoun, relative pronoun dont, D-O-N-T. And dont is going to be used when you have a verb followed by de, or a verbal phrase followed by de. So jouer de is a prime example of when we can use dont. So let's take the example of the piano, all right? Je joue du piano. We talked about using jouer de followed by an instrument, for example. Je joue du piano. Le piano est un instrument. The piano is an instrument. Now, if I want to say the piano is the instrument that I play, that word that's where you need a relative pronoun. And when you have a verb followed by de, that's your clue that you have to use the relative pronoun dont, D-O-N-T, and don't use que or qui or ou or another relative pronoun. Here we have jouer de, so le piano est un instrument dont je joue. You see how that works? I know it's a little confusing, but if you can just try to remember the reason why jouer de uses dont and not duquel is because you have verb plus de and not a prepositional phrase ending in de. Voilà. Okay, so I hope that this has been helpful to you. I have prepared some Quizlet sets, and you can access those by following the link down to my blog in the video description. Don't forget to do that. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and share it. I'd love that. That would really make my day. Merci. And if you would like to follow me on any of the social media that you see there on the screen, I'd be happy to have you do that. Just follow the links down in the description of the video. 2 more things. If you would like to support the work that I do and you get something out of it, then you can actually do that. It's easy. You can make a once a month contribution on Patreon, and that link is also down in the description. If you want to take some Skype lessons with me, it's possible from anywhere in the world. Just click on the picture that you see there on the screen and it'll take you directly to my website. Again, to subscribe, all you have to do is click on the red button that says subscribe. Voilà, merci à tous et à toutes et on se verra très bientôt. Au revoir.